Okay guys, it's Max here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about 5G. So this is a slightly different video to usual, but in this video I'm going to be talking about the dangers of 5G that people may probably not know about. So, if you don't even know what 5G is, it's basically the 5th generation of mobile data and networks. So as you can see, I didn't search very hard. I just literally put in problems of 5G and dangers of 5G. Sorry about that. And yeah, so it doesn't take much thought process either to realize how dangerous these can be. So if you think it's literally just radiation, basically wireless things everywhere, and the more things we put in, which is what we'll have to do to make these networks faster, makes more radiation and worse, and more reasons to be concerned. So 5G is supposed to be super fast, and basically like constant, like 4 bars in like most places. It's starting to come in. It's 5GE at the moment. That's the first version, prototype version, and it's in main cities and I think only in America. But basically it will be 10 to 100 times faster than the current generation of 4G, and it will 10 gigabytes per second download speed. Basically at the moment we have 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz and all of the in-betweens, and all of these kind of gigahertz are getting filled up over the time at the moment. So there's more people and more people and more people join, get phones and get mobile data, which there are an increasing amount of people. There's so many people on these bandwidths that it's becoming slower, so you may have known that. So now 5G is in millimeter waves, and it is between 30 and 300 gigahertz. So here's a little table for an example. So 1G, the first generation of all of this network, was 1970 to 80, 2 kilobits per second. Then we had 2G in 1990 and 2004, which people may be more familiar with, and so 1G only supported calls. This supported calls and messaging. Then we get to 3G, and we can now support phone calls, messaging, and data, which obviously people can't. There's people who still use this at the moment, because it's slow but usable at the moment. So now in 4G, which people are very familiar with if you have a smartphone, you get 1 gigabit per second, and yeah, basically its main capability is internet, and you can do voice messages and all sorts of that bunch of stuff. You get fast broadband, and lower latency, and basically constant fast speeds for doing pretty much anything, watching videos, downloading stuff, listening to music, doing all that, loading high quality images. And now the capabilities of 5G, higher than 1 gigabits, up to 10 gigabits apparently, obviously extremely high speed, high capacity. So no, yeah, and because they're bringing in all these towers, which we'll get to in a bit, there'll be like no dropped calls or signal, and basically constant amazing capabilities. But obviously there's no weaknesses yet, because it hasn't officially come out. See, it gets absorbed by rain of plants as well, which interferes with the signal. So with 5G they've come up with a solution by having lots of cell stations. So instead of having just the one massive tower in like a village or something, and then like a couple in a town, you'll have like hundreds in cities and stuff, and a few in villages, and quite a few in towns, like dotted around the place. And your phone, so here's your phone, it will be connected to this one, when that loads, but eventually once you get there that will disappear and your phone here will soon connect to this one because it's a faster and stronger signal than the other one was, so this one gets crossed out and goes no. So you'll have the normal like really tall towers that are 90 feet giving signals. So you've got the big tower here that does its main job, and then you've got a couple of little ones down here with all their lovely things. And then here comes the signal and gives it to that one, 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 and gives it to that one. So you get the idea. And then there's this person walking down here and he gets the signal from that one, he gets this, then he walks over, he's walking this way, he gets to here, he gets the signal from that one, and then eventually that one, and you see how the signal is always strong. There's like more waves closer together, so there's more radiation, and the more radiation you're exposed to, the more dangerous radiation is, because little amounts are normal and it's fine. So here already, low level wireless radio frequencies for a long period of time can have biological effects, including all of these here: DNA, single and double strand breaks, oxidative damage, disruption of cell metabolism. They have effects on the skin. You can read all of this. I'll put the links to this website in the description and the other ones that I'm about to look at. You can have effect on the eyes, effect on the heart, effect on the immune system, effect on cell growth rates, because it can stop and slow down. Too much, a lot can stop cell growth, and too much, just over too much, can obviously slow it down. Effect on bacteria resistance, plant health. It also doesn't help the plants in the world. So here's a picture, and it disturbs the natural ecosystem. Or also, most of 5G studies are misleading, so you may go and do some research on this on your own, and they may say it's absolutely fine. So here, most 5G studies misleading because they do not pulse the waves. This is important because the research in microwaves already tells us the pulsed waves have profound biological effects on our body compared to non-pulsed waves. So you can see all of this, and this is all the live testing already become, mainly in America, so you can see Texas and all of this stuff. So going on to this other website that I have. So on this other website that I have, again, 4G operates at 2.5 gigahertz, about 2.5 billion times per second. So these high frequencies of 5 gigahertz to 100 gigahertz and more will use small scale, like refrigerator sized boxes placed in front of every 2 to 10 homes of every street in every city. So like I said in the last one, about 4 foot they can be, because they don't have to travel very far because there's so many of them. But the problem with that is there's more radiation going around, which, as you saw as well, is a danger. So here, the higher the frequency, like 5G, will travel shorter distances, as I just explained, and will not have to go as far because there's so many of them. So these higher frequencies are even easier blocked by buildings and trees than the other one. So basically, it might be worse. Look, why go in reverse? So here's the thing about the tree towers that I was on about. Basically disguised as trees. This is an absolutely fake tree, but it is a main source, like the big tower to start with, that gives to the little ones. And this is disguised, and here this is all a fake tree. It's not an actual tree. So the cables come down this because it's a fake tree. This isn't a real tree, and here are obviously the little wireless things that give out the signal. So I'll put a link to this one in the description if you would like to read more about this as well. Ways you can treat yourself is like turning Wi-Fi off and turning your mobile data off and being away from technology for a while, but many people can't do that, which is something people need to get over. And yeah, because you need, let's say, remove the outdoor refrigerator from your sightline, because the more you're around these things, the worse it is. So you need to like get away from these things over time, because the more they put it in cities, you won't ever be able to escape unless you go to walks and places in the middle of nowhere where there are no signal and stuff. So, but people can't do this a lot of the time, which is a massive problem of today, and people need to sort that out really. So here's another one. We'll be able to download movies in a few seconds, which is crazy. I can't even do that on Wi-Fi at the moment. 5G 23 to 90 gigahertz. See, 90 billion electromagnetic waves hitting the cells of your body each second. Like, you read that and that can't even sound good, in my opinion. Many times more radiation that we're exposed to naturally also becomes the shorter millimeter wavelength, which I've been going on about. Does not travel as far and can't go through objects like buildings or trees. In order to have a good reception, it's estimated they need to put a mini cell station every 2 to 8 houses. The last one was 2 to 10, this is 2 to 8. Basically, practically about 10 meters apart probably. Every 10 meters there'll be one, which is kind of ridiculous. But you will never drop a signal. But would you rather be more exposed to radiation and have more dangers and cell damage and faults with the body and heart failure and the higher frequencies and all of this, or would you just rather stick with 4G and have some areas where we'll have more areas where you can escape the radiation? They need loads more power, which isn't good for the environment because of the way we make power at the moment, which is completely old-fashioned by burning fossil fuels to give us power when there's solar panels, wind power, wave power, hydroelectric power. There's so many solutions out there at the moment. It needs to change. More radiation exposed, and the World Health Organization again testing. It's all like been tested in universities and labs and all, and more exposure to radiation. In fact, 5G can be even dangerous, this much, because every 10 meters there's microwaves that are even smaller than 4G waves at the moment, and they're even more being exposed to your body at the moment. So here, right now, you don't have to live next to a cell tower like I was saying, but if you get 5G, they'll be every 10 meters, meaning you have to live next to one. You have to be with one wherever you go. As I keep saying, no place to escape, so you'll constantly be in it. So you'll have, obviously you live a long time and you're in this place for a long time because you live there, so you're exposed to so much radiation, and that's it. It's just really not good for you. And they are not saying this when they're releasing it, but there are these websites that are saying it everywhere, and it's not very hard to work out that there are so many microwaves that include radiation that are eventually getting to you. So here a guy has discovered that this tree he was thinking was a tree is not a tree after all. Hiked closer to the tree, it became verified as a 5G phone call. Though it was disguised as an evergreen tree and with painted greens, and the antennas were designed to look like branches and leaves. So it's quite a good idea, but if you're walking and you just want to go for a walk to get away from this, and then you're right next to a tower that is giving off the radiation, so there's literally going to be no way to escape this soon, and it's dangerous basically. So like I said about the heart problems, it can lead to heart disease, the immune system, and affect the plants, and prevent plants from growing or have the nutrients we need to survive. So it could literally ruin humans at this rate. Basically, more of this news needs to go out as well. I'm making this video. I mean, I know it's not going to be crazy or anything, but I'm just trying to get it news out to people who don't know. So all of this research on this website is based off 4G, so when 5G comes along, it's worse, terrifying way in, basically it's just going to ruin our health at the moment. So yeah, up to again 10 gigabits per second again, and when will it be implicated? Very soon, basically by 2020 it will be here. So yeah, I hope you really listen to this video, and you probably haven't got to this point, but anyone who has, that's thank you very much, because people need to know about this, and it's very important for everyone's health, not just the people who can be bothered to watch this video. But that's what I'm trying to make it, because some people can't be asked to read things, so I'm making this video so people can watch something and see it coming out from a video. There is some others out there, but I'm just doing it because I want the people that I know to know as well, and anyone who watches this video, which might be some people who haven't seen the other videos. So yeah, so if you did enjoy this video and you do agree with me, then just smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video next Wednesday.